welcome you to Miami, Florida. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, this might be the greatest club in the NBA.
Ooh, Ed, I'm ready. I'm really relaxed, but I get worried. The letters MIA is actually a distress signal. I've seen it personally. A lot of players go missing in action in South Beach.
Well, come on inside the AAA American Airlines Arena and the start of this one here tonight. Opening tip, won by the Heat, and we're underway in Miami. Dragic. Gets toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Miami with the basketball. Butler to Dragic. Good. Off a spin.
Come on, somebody tell me when he added that to his arsenal.
Lowry with it. Looking to make something happen. To Powell. They work it down to Gasol. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
Dragic into the front court. Down 2. To Butler. Has a look. Knocks it down. Off the step back.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Lowry, tough matchup against Butler. Short jumper misses.
That's how you do it. You stay in his pocket and you never give him any space at all. You make him smell you every single possession.
Waiters. A drive down the lane, but the shot stays out. Lowry into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Powell. To Gasol. Has a chance. Their shot by Lowry misses. To Butler. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
Woo! Did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Ball controlled by Kyle Lowry. Pascal Siakam to Gasol. Down low. Marc Gasol. 2 for 2. That's what you want. Dragic to Waiters. Nothing going here on that drive. Here comes the screen. Waiters to Butler. Fires the 3. Not that time. He missed it. Knocked loose. Powell sizing up Butler. Rocking the rim.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
Let's go Heat Nation. Let's go Heat.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Fred VanVleet. It's Pascal Siakam with the 2.
Ooh, if I had that kind of vertical, I'd be throwing it off the glass and showing out. But the coaching staff is probably okay with the easy lay right there.
Butler. From long range. Can't connect. It's no good. OG Anunoby matched up with Iguodala. Bam Adebayo snatching it out of the air.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
To Dragic. To Butler. From the painted area, won't go down.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
Here comes the screen. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. This for the tie. That ends the first quarter. The Raptors have the lead. One quarter down. Neither side really distinguished itself. Jay, what stood out?
Well, first off, I'm going to take my analytical hat off and then put my fan hat on. This has been a blasé first quarter. Not good, not bad, right in between. Let's see how both teams come out and try to adjust themselves in the second half.
Dragic with the basketball. The score 12-8. To Butler. Here comes the screen. Butler. Pass, knocked it away.
Oh, some fans should take that ball home as a gift.
That's a souvenir. Butler to Dragic. Off the mark. Lowry into the front court. Leads 4. Well done, Kyle Lowry. 2 of 4 now.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
It's the Heat with the possession. To Butler. Surveys the floor. Butler. The rebounds corralled by the Raptors. Across the timeline, it's Lowry. Up 6. To Powell. Scores from the post. We get a whistle and a timeout here for Miami as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Dragic. And a chance coming up at the line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Kyle Lowry at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 80% at the line. And hits the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Dragic with it. They find themselves down 10. Here comes the screen. Iguodala picked up by Patrick McCaw. Goes to the right side. Shot clock for the Heat down to 3. Can't connect.
And this happens all the time in this league. Sometimes offensively, you're tired. It's one of those type of nights. You combine that with the fact that the defense is hungry and active and contesting everything. That's why shots aren't dropping.
Doesn't get the bounce. Dragic into the front court. Trailing by 10. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
See, when good shooters catch, they just shoot. When bad shooters catch, they become hesitant, reluctant. That's the first sign of a guy that doesn't have confidence.
To Dragic. Here comes the screen. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Now the Heat going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter.
The 2-round NBA Eastern Conference Semifinals Playoffs 2020 games and highlights coming up next.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Dragic. Not that time. Has a look. Adebayo the rebound. To Dragic.
That's me. I got ball.
Game 1 Miami Heat 4-0 Toronto Raptors 3-5 final.
5 to shoot for Miami. Waiters. He engulfed him that time.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Lowry. Won't go. Dragic with the basketball. Down 12. Marc Gasol with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
To Dragic. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Here comes the screen. That's it. First half has come to an end. It's been all Raptors.
Game 2 Miami Heat 3-6 Toronto Raptors 4-0 final.
So far in this one. The Raptors absolutely dominated the competition in the first half. They certainly staked the flag in the paint. They were dominant around the rim on the offensive end. These are the guys getting buckets for the Toronto Raptors. The Heat did a lot of things wrong in that opening half. At this point, it's all about pride and mental toughness. A comeback is not impossible, but it's also not likely. These are the guys getting buckets for the Miami Heat.
Game track. Field goals.
As long as there's time left on the game clock, no lead is truly safe. They just have to be ready to seize every opportunity in the second half.
Player of the half.
Marc Gasol has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. These are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Fred VanVleet, great look and vision. Serge Ibaka slams it down.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Dragic. Can't connect from inside. Fred VanVleet to Ibaka. Dragic with it. Trailing by 14. To Waiters. Here's a chance from long range. Jay, he's shaking his head. The guilty party. He knows it's better to be lucky than good.
Or he knows it was just a really bad shot that just happened to go in. But sometimes when the basketball heavens drop a gift in your lap, you take it.
Nothing going here on that drive. Lynn to Gasol. Stuffs it down with authority.
An easy two. Get back on defense.
Dragic into the front court. The deficit now up to 13. To Waiters. Dragic to Waiters. That's out. Last touch by Dion Waiters.
Hey, lock up, lock up.
Fred VanVleet to Lynn. Can't connect from in close. To Dragic. Oh, nice find for the basket.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Fred VanVleet to Jeremy Lin. Beyond the arc for three. Jeremy Lin forcing that one there. Well defended. Miami's got it.
2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Finish that. Probing the defense.
Defense, let's go.
Fred VanVleet to Lin. Has a chance with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Dragic to Butler. For three. Not going down here. Lowry with it. His team on top by 13. To Powell. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marc Gasol. It's the Heat with the possession to Waiters.
Big kick right there.
Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Screen coming up, screen coming up.
Not that time. Dragic with the basketball. His guy's down 11. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive.
Watch cutter, watch cutter, watch cutter.
short jumper stays out. Lowry into the front court. The lead is 11. Kelly Olynyk sends it away.
And that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Pascal Siakam to Lowry. The Raptors down to 3 on the shot clock. And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jake.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Kyle Lowry has got 2 shots coming. He's perfect from the line so far. First one goes down. And he makes them both. Late heave to beat the buzzer. So the Heat will have it to start this 4th and final quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
Shot clock winding down. Trying to cash in. That's usually one that he'll knock down.
That's me, I got it.
Powell. To Ibaka. Bam Adebayo. Swats it. Out of bounds, last touch by the Heat. Pascal Siakam. Jeremy Lin. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
Stepping east, then stepping west, and laying the ball right down the line.
Covering all areas of the map. Here comes the screen. Butler to Dragic. They'll get it down to Leonard. The shot, almost. It's the Raptors with the basketball. Pascal Siakam dives for it. Not afraid to mix it up. Dragic with it. Down by 15. Butler to Waiters. To Butler. Down to 5 on the 24. To Dragic. Lets it fly from long range. Well defended.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Here comes the screen.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Jeremy Lin trying to cash in on a 3-point play. For his career, 80% at the line. Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. He'd have the basketball. Dragic to Waiters. Screen coming. Ah, missed it. How'd that not go down? Has a look. Yes, when this guy's open, look out. Nearly automatic.
There is no better feeling than after making that shot and trotting back on defense, seeing your opponent stare, point, or yell at each other for miscommunication.
Dragic to Waiters. To Dragic. Shot clock for the Heat down to 3. Has a chance. A shot no good by Iguodala.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you in the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Waiters. 4-3. That no good. Off the mark. Lynn with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. Fred VanVleet to Jeremy Lin.
Three's coming. Here it is.
Fires the three. That won't go. Waiters to Dragic. Waiters to Dragic. Five to shoot for Miami. Trying to cash in. Jumper's good. Now the Raptors going to use a timeout. High fives all around. This game is well in hand in the final minute.
Tickets for the next home game are still available at the box office. Buy one or more tickets before the end of today's game, and you'll receive an exclusive discount.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Stepping in for Toronto, number 7, Kyle Lowry.
Lowry to Gasol. Marc Gasol. The defense is really going to have to start paying attention. He's 5 for 5 for the field.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Deep three at the buzzer. It's the Raptors with the victory as they win this one in very convincing fashion. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Raptors won this matchup with a significant margin. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they scored their points. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Toronto Raptors. The Heat are no longer suffering through what was a big-time blowout. And it's games like this where veteran players can be so important. They've been through these types of blowouts, and they know what it takes to keep a locker room united. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Miami Heat.
Game track. Field goals.
The Miami Heat were terrible with their shooting, and I'm pretty sure that's not news to anyone that's out there. What will become news, however, is if their poor shooting starts to create turmoil within the team.
Player of the game.
Marc Gasol put up the kind of points that made him an easy choice for this award. He couldn't be stopped, and when he realized he was in the zone, he just took it to another level.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.
Game 3 Toronto Raptors 4-9 Miami Heat 3-1 final. Game 4 Toronto Raptors 3-9 Miami Heat 1-7 final.